What's going on, everyone? It's Dungeon here, and I'm coming back with another Dark Souls 3 walkthrough, choose your own adventure episode. And in the last one, we started out and did a few things in the Undead Settlement. We started Grey Rat's questline, and we're going to continue with the rest of the Undead Settlement. Somebody said, grab the great not the great sword, but the great club. So I don't know if we'll be able to get to that in this one. I can try to do what I can do to make that happen, but this is might take a little while, so I'm not sure if I can fit that into this one. So what I'm gonna do is go to the Undead Settlement and begin to make my way. I want to open up the shortcut to the Dilapidated Bridge and talk to the giant guy, and then make my way to the road to sacrifices, or road of sacrifices. I can't remember which one it is, to or of, but I've got my strength and faith playthrough character aboard right now, and it looks like I looks like I got lucky there. I'm supposed to have my shield out. Alright, so now I will say that I did try to farm a little bit on my other playthrough to see if I can grab a Thrall Axe, and I couldn't on that playthrough, but when I was going through the regular stuff in this one, I did. I got one for this one. So it's unfortunate because I would like to have had it in my Battle Mage playthrough, but you know, that's okay, because I mean, it'd be cooler to play a Battle Mage and use like something cooler than a Thrall Axe. I mean, as a side weapon though, it's like a sidearm. That's like a really cool idea for a sidearm. So if I was you, I would probably kill all that lot right there. You know, it's a good chance to get something cool, especially from the evangelist lady, because she has a chance to drop like a cool hat. I know I've talked about the hat before. The only thing not cool about the hat is probably the mask part, but otherwise it's a pretty cool hat. She also can drop a spiked mace, which is like a pretty big weapon. Actually, I think it's a great hammer, and it's got bleed on it, which is super cool. Yeah, man, this thing it's only +2, but it's got that deep infusion, which is pretty cool, man. Get that little extra bit of damage, you know what I mean? And yeah, so we'll try to go pretty fast here, actually. So I'd like to get that great club, man. That'd be super cool. So we gotta drop down over here. If you don't drop down, you'll probably get nailed by those guys up top throwing fire bombs or whatever. So you just drop down. You can grab this, and it looks as though I've got a cat that's messing around over here. All right. So there's no sense in me actually going back to the Firelink right now, because I think with this playthrough I need quite a few souls before I can actually gain a level. All right, gonna free up Cornix. I think the ASPCA is gonna get a hold of me after I'm done with this cat. Hold on a second, y'all. In the middle of this, I got a problem here. This cat's gonna drive me nuts. Alright. Sorry about that, people. You guys know how animals are. So, what you want to do is grab your bow or crossbow, or even if you have a spell, you can use it, and you just knock that thing down. And grab the partisan. Now, in Dark Souls 2, the partisan was actually a pretty cool weapon, as it did strike damage. In this one, oh boy, man, oh man, I thought I could kill him in that many swipes, but you know, whatever. Should have buffed myself before I dropped down. Anyhow, no biggie. I have spells. Well, I mean, I do have spells, but that spell is actually a joke. I should have never even bought it. It really doesn't do a whole lot. It's just like, I don't know. It's not really worth it. So, do that. Fire clutch ring. If you have a fire weapon, it could be somewhat helpful, but I mean, the amount of extra damage that you're going to be doing is negligible compared to how much extra damage you're going to take. You know what I mean? So I would probably say it's not entirely worth it, but you know, you got to make that decision on your own. If you're a pyromancer though, I would say, oh goodness, sometimes they can drop titanite shards, which actually I'm looking for. I need to collect, how many do I need? I need 4 more actually, so something to keep in mind. I think by the time I get to the Great Club I should be able to have enough, but I don't know for sure. I can't remember how many I get. I know in the road to sacrifices, before you get to the swamp, you get, I think 2, maybe 3, and then in the swamp itself, I'm pretty sure you get at least a couple. So I should be okay. But yeah. Alright, rats. The interesting thing about rats is that, oh my goodness, is that I'm getting stun locked by stinking rats. Oh my god. It's just this weapon is just too slow, you know what I mean? But you know, whatever, not a biggie. The interesting thing about rats, I was gonna say, is that in most Dark Souls, rats will actually drop the one thing that you need in order to stop yourself from being like hollowed or whatever. So like in Dark Souls 1, that was I don't know what it, I can't remember what it's called, but it's not an ember, it's I think it's a, oh goodness, I can't ever actually remember. Dark Souls 2, it's an effigy. Yeah, whatever it is in Dark Souls 1, you would actually get those. You can farm those so that you can get, like, it's like the ember for this game, and like the effigy for Dark Souls 2. But and in this one, I'm pretty sure that they'll drop embers. So that's just kind of like a strange and interesting thing. We're gonna go in there in a little bit, not yet though. So it's just a little strange and interesting thing. But also in this game, a lot of creatures will drop embers. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, in case you didn't know what those do, the embers will basically, you know, boost you up, turn you. I don't know if they actually say that it makes you human form again, but oh, it's humanity. Ha! That's what it is in Dark Souls 1. It's humanity. Yeah, good old Dark Souls 1. Why don't you say in the comments? I know I've been asking you guys to tell me in the comments like what type of weapons and all that I should do, what type of things I should do next and stuff. But why don't you tell me what your favorite part of Dark Souls 1 was? How about that? I mean, honestly, Dark Souls 1, man oh man, would you guys like to see me do a Dark Souls 1 playthrough? man, I'd do a Dark Souls 1 playthrough, I'd do a Bloodborne playthrough, I'd do an Elden Ring playthrough. I mean, you tell me. Honestly, I was thinking just over this weekend, I was like, you know what, I think I might start a Elden Ring playthrough, you know? I mean, I'm game for just about anything, honestly. Elden Ring was a fun game. I enjoyed that one quite a bit. With these guys, you just gotta be careful, man. They will mess you up. They will mess you up, man. Sometimes they drop that machete, though. And that's cool. When they drop that. Some people, it's their, like, favorite weapon. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's whatever. There it is. Alright, I'm gonna leave that one because we're on a time frame here, you know what I'm saying? We're on a time crunch. I'm gonna let that one be. There's a couple whatchamacallits over here. Let me see here. Dogs. Uh-oh, that was not good. Oh, I'm in trouble. Got 2 dogs. You never want to have 2 dogs, man. Never want to have 2 dogs. Those things are agile and they're a pain, you know. Unless you, if you've got enough stacked up armor that has good poise, then they're not so terrible. Same thing with those rats. They're not so terrible. When you have a bunch of enemies attacking you at the same time, and you don't have enough poise, oh man. You're in trouble. You are in trouble. You gotta back up. This guy right here, he's Morn. He guards the chick that's in the jail over here, or whatever, the cell. She's blind. She's in there for some reason. We're gonna free her because she's gonna sell us miracles. Because this healing spell, this ain't cutting it. However, if you are a strength and faith build, hey man, that is a weapon you can use. I mean, you could kill this guy and get his thing now. I would at least wait until you get this next, there's a bonfire up ahead. I would at least wait till you unlock that bonfire. But you need a 50 strength and a 30 faith to use his hammer. So even if you killed him right now, which I wouldn't advise, you're still going to be hard pressed to use his stuff. So just keep that in mind. So this guy, he's another NPC. He's gonna help us out in a little bit. All right, he's an Onion Knight. Now I was playing with a guy of mine years ago when I first started playing Dark Souls 3, and we were later on. He kind of helps you defeat an enemy, one of the bosses later on. And I will say this, man, because I had asked him about, you know, why come you're having a problem with this boss? This guy will help you out. And he's like, oh, I didn't know about that. And I was like, why, what's up? And I was like, why don't you get him? Did you not progress his line? And he's like, nah, man, I killed him. And I was like, what do you mean you killed him? When did you kill him? And he's like, as soon as I met him. Like, as soon as he comes up from that elevator, like, if you're not careful, like, I mean, you don't want to have a problem with him. That's a very bad thing. Alright, let me go ahead and two-hand this. Let me see here. Now, there's a couple ways you can go about this boss. I'm going to show you an easy way, and that is just you kind of trick him. First, you got to aggro him back over here. Stay a little ways away from that doorway, and then what will happen is he'll... Oh, goodness gracious. How did I miss? Alright, so then what will happen is you stay a little ways away, and then he'll come over here, and then he'll just kind of chill, just like this. And then you can get headshots on him. If you... sometimes he'll move out of the way a little bit. But you definitely don't want to get too close, because if you get too close, he'll aggro on you, and he'll come through the doorway. So, if you're using a spell, you can do the same thing, and you can just shoot spells at him. You'll probably need to use the binoculars to make sure you have the aim right. But... Oh man, I gotta move out of the way here. And the other thing too is because he moves around a lot, like, it can be sometimes difficult to get it right when you're using spells, because you'll have a tendency to get close, but you definitely don't want to get close, because then this won't work. And if you're using a longbow, I don't know how many times I've talked to praise on the longbow, even a short bow. I don't know if you saw what just happened there. Because I was too close to the wall, it just reflected off of the wall, even though I fire a crossbow in front of me. I think from the character model, it'll fire from the middle of your character model. So if your character model is somewhat next to a wall and you are looking, and if you're looking ADS, then this dude. But yeah, you can do it like this all day if you have a long bow. I mean, right now I'm doing 35. I'd probably be doing 80. Oh my goodness, bro. And this last price shot there. So yeah, I could have gone in there and attacked him straight away, but I mean, those dudes, if you ever fought any of those guys, you'll know that they're kind of a pain because they're very agile, you know, and the amount of damage they do is quite a bit. Plus they build up on your frost meter too. So if you get hit, if you're taking damage and then you take frost damage, oh man, you're in trouble. You are in trouble, bro. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. I am going to just rest at the fire, and then let me make peace. I'm gonna make peace real quick. Actually, you know what? No, forget that. I'm not gonna make peace, because I would like to make peace with that giant, but we're on a time crunch. I'm trying to get this great club. So let me get the great club right quick. Oh my goodness, man, this guy's showing me up, man. Good thing he ain't doing a ton of damage to me, otherwise I'd be in trouble. Alright. Okay. Let's make our way. Right over here. Come on around this way. Now, I would say I would probably rather go through most of the undead settlement first. Oh, I did get that already. But, you know, it's all good. Let's aggro this dude real quick. Alright. Probably should take a flask. Is this gonna be helpful? Yeah, it's a little bit helpful. Honestly, I should probably go back and get the chick that'll actually help me out. Oh, come on, bro. You know you wanna aggro, bro. Alright, so with these dudes, you just want to circle around. He's gonna charge at me. And you don't do what I just did. Yeah. That's not what you do. There you go. Nice backstab on these dudes. They do have a tendency, not a tendency, they have a low chance they can drop a cool Corvian Great Scythe, and this guy has a chance to drop that staff, which is pretty cool. He must have like made too much crying noise or something. This dude, I think, can drop that knife, which is actually one of the coolest daggers if you do get it. It's the Corvian Great Knife or something like that. It's actually like a sword, basically. But, pretty good. Pretty good. And, oh, this guy sees me. Alright, well, whatever. There's another axe, and this dude right here. Oh, shoot. Okay, well. I could kind of be in trouble a little bit. See if this guy's aggroed on me yet. Yeah, you don't want to fight two dudes at once ever. You know, it's usually a bad thing. Now that guy has a butcher's knife, and I will say that the butcher's knife is kind of a fun weapon. Alright. Because you can actually get regen off of this thing, like what he's doing right now. You just don't want to let him hit you. You know what I'm saying? But I've got the axe. The battle axe. It's a little bit slower than a straight sword, so against those, you know, rats and stuff, it's kind of like, you know, a little bit of a problem. But against a little bit bigger creatures, like humanoid size, it's actually a really good weapon because you can stun like enemies, like NPCs and stuff like that. That's kind of cool about that. Now, I did get some decent-ish armor. So let's go ahead and just kind of switch that stuff out. We'll keep what I have on there. And these are really good trousers, man. I'm telling you. Rocking the trousers. And what about this? Yeah, man. Cool. I kind of don't look like that much, but man, oh man, I'm telling you what, they are pretty cool. They do some work. They put some work together. Alright, so we gotta come up here. There's a Titanite shard up here. So we're going to grab this, and then we're going to drop down and get this book. Alright. Sometimes, be careful. When you drop down here, sometimes that that enemy on the bridge there will actually aggro, and if that happens, yeah, that's not good at all. Oh. Yeah, there's a couple times he's actually aggroed, and that dude will jump down here and start messing with you. You got dogs, plural. There's another dog right here. Alright, well, I don't think I've ever seen that happen. But, yeah, man, you got two dogs, and you got one of those things. It's like, nah, man, you definitely want to do that. So, this guy is faced the other direction, so if you, like, just walk slow, maybe, just maybe, I can get a backstab off of this guy. Yep. Alright. And then once I got the backstab, but they take a while to transform, so if you get the backstab, you should be good. Alright. Now, I gotta be careful here. I don't have a very good ranged weapon. But I'm gonna end up having to fight. Uh-oh. Alright, look. There's a bonfire right here. We're gonna light up the bonfire number one. Hey, you know what? I got an idea. This probably will work. This is gonna be fun. There's one of them. Whoa, 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 whoa! Why am I getting attacked? What the heck happened, man? Man, oh man. I pressed what I thought to be the jump button from Elden Ring, but no. Different button. Anyhow. Alright. Oh, you know what? Oh, that's not good. Alright, well, I did all that work for pretty much nothing because I was hoping that I was going to buy a couple spells with all this extra souls. And, Yeah, I can't do that until I talk to this guy right here. So, what I'll do is run back to where I was just at, go talk to the guy, and grab the key, because I need the key after I talk to the guy, so I can release that that lady, because I need to release that lady so I can get the spells. I'm definitely going to need the spells. That's like the first thing as a cleric type of class or paladin, or like that's basically what I am. You like need to get these spells, man. Especially since I got the book. I just picked up the book, so yeah. But that's okay. Now I'm at the halfway fortress, so I'm that much closer. That much closer. I feel like I'm on a time constraint though, and I don't know if that's such a good thing, because if you get rushed, or if you get like, you know, mad and stuff like that, or not mad, mad's not the right word, but if you get like I guess if you get mad, if you get in the wrong state of mind, that'll just cause you to get killed in this game. It is no good. Not good at all. So we're gonna drop down there and take care of that stuff. I should probably do it this right here actually on the way down. That would probably make a little bit of sense actually. Because there's stuff over there that would be very, very useful. And if I took care of that right now, make peace. Alright. But you know what? You know what? Let's just go back to the bonfire. I'll go come back over here maybe in the next episode, because man, I really want to get that club, man. I really do. I'm running around with a +2 weapon, and I kind of need to have like something a little bit nicer. So I got all this stuff done, but yeah, I don't want to rush it. I don't want to rush it, you know what I'm saying? I know I was thinking about beelining it over there, but honestly, getting spells is that's like very helpful, because the gentle repose is good, but you know, it just takes a while, you know, and because I'm not trying to sit on the screen and tell a story to you guys while we all wait. I mean, I'm pretty sure you didn't come here to hear a story. Alright, so check this out. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna mess with these people. I've got an NPC invader coming at me. I've got this guy coming at me. And I think most of them will follow me over here. But you know, it's all good, because I've got the guy at my back now. And he's gonna throw it. He's gonna throw those things at everyone, man. He's gonna obliterate everyone. I don't know, is the invader coming at me still? Maybe he's still over there. So now I just pick everything up. I'll deal with the invader when I come back, maybe. Looks like he's not following me, which is fine. I can deal with him whenever I want. But I will say, once I kill him, he will give me something very valuable to me. Alright. Now, if you've seen any of my Dark Souls 2 videos, you'll know there's something interesting about my controller. And sometimes, sometimes when I try to do jumps in these games, because you have to do the L3 button, sometimes I have problems, because my controller will actually just make me do silly things sometimes. It'll like, sometimes it'll make me jump straight to the right, and sometimes I'll press it and I'll stop dead in my tracks. So, I mean, yeah. But so far, so far. Matter of fact, I take these things apart all the time, my controllers, so that I can clean them. You know what I mean? And well, there was something up with one of them, and when I was cleaning it, I noticed it, and it was this this particular controller. Something had happened, and there's like a little tiny little piece. I probably should buy, honestly, I probably should buy another piece that I can replace it with. It's just this tiny little piece on the controller. But enough of that. I don't really have or operate, nor do I want to operate a YouTube channel dedicated to fixing PlayStation controllers or anything like that. But I mean, I probably could, because I know how to do it and I know what the parts are and stuff. Alright, this guy sometimes, and the other guy that has the sword, sometimes they will actually drop, let's see, actually I think I like this armor better. Yeah, I think I like this armor better that I'm wearing. It may not look the best, you know, but it's all good, man. We'll get the look of things soon enough. But for right now, I mean, this is just what I got. You know, that's what you get when you play a deprived character. So we got plenty of money, or should I say souls, and we're doing good on time. So I'll probably be able to do one more thing before I have to end this, and then in the next video, I'll defeat the I'll end up defeating the boss here, going through the little side area, and then maybe I have enough time. I probably get that. Matter of fact, what I'll do is I'll get the Great Club first, and then I'll come back to this area. It'll be all super OP. All right. So this is Cirrus of the Sunless Realm, and this person you definitely want to start your with. All right, your quest line with, because this person has plenty of good stuff. All right, you can kill this person and take her stuff, but you get at the end of the quest line anyways, and she's pretty helpful throughout the game, so you don't want to mess that up. All right, so we got to talk to her, give her the ashes, and she's going to now be able to sell the key that we need right here. All right. And we are going to hold on to our souls. This is very unusual to hear me say this, especially with as many souls. But I've played this game enough. If I was you, I would not do what I'm doing. All right, I would go back and use my souls. Definitely want to use your bone shard, because that's gonna increase the amount of Estus that you get when you use an Estus shard or an Estus flask. All right. So like I said, you probably would want to do that, but you know, me personally, I've played this game. I've been through this rodeo a bunch of times, and I don't really have a fear, like if I die, of me, you know, having trouble getting back my souls. Like, I know in the unlikely event that I die, which, you know, knock on wood, I'm about to kill this invader right here. I mean, honestly, I was supposed to fight this guy when I was here last. Now I gotta fight this guy again. Alright. Alright. So, let's go back, find this guy. Where's he at? Here he is. When he's got that shield, you want to be careful, because he'll parry you. When he does that, he is ready to... Oh, yeah, he's using that stupid Estus flask. And you want to be careful. See, he's got his shield out now. Okay. You don't want him to cast that spell, because if he casts that spell, he'll... Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. He will Oh, he casted it. Alright. Now he's used his Estus. He's ready to cast this other spell. And once he casts that spell... There, he's ready. Ah, too late, bruh. Killed you already. Once he casts this other spell, it'll, like, allow him to regen. It's actually the same spells in Dark Souls 2 Warmth. In this one, it's, like, I think Bounty of Light or something like that. You get it from, what's his name? Lionheart? I don't remember the guy's name. He's, Leon, I think maybe is his name. He's the guy that gives you the, cracked orbs in Firelink. And, he's linked to, Rosario's questline. So, you go through his questline, you can actually get, it's actually a pretty decent, I think it's a Crescent Scythe or something like that, and you can get that at the end, which is a pretty decent weapon for intelligence builds, but yeah, there you go. That's a jumping attack. You got to do forward and strong attack to do that. And that one is, I find that one to be a little easier to do than the kick for some reason. I don't know why, but the jumping R2 is just forward and R2 at the same time, and for me it feels a little bit more consistent than the kick, which is the R1 and forward, but you know, to each their own. If you don't have a decent powerful weapon, like, oh man, I need 3 hits, so I'm a buff, maybe I can get away with 2 hits. Because these guys, there's a whole bunch of them. Ah, sweet, yeah, that works. And you don't want to have a bunch of these guys crowding around you. Yeah, sweet. Okay, and they will have a tendency to drop falchions. I know I was talking about the falchion. Typically, people won't get access to that until they get to the catacombs. But you can actually get that drop from these guys if you're lucky, you know? They also drop scimitars too, but you can buy a scimitar, so it's not something you'd really be, you wouldn't really want to farm it. I mean, if you got it from a drop, I mean, that's cool, man, but there's really no need to be farming for a scimitar. That's not something I would do. Alright, once you come out here, you gotta be careful, because you have limited amount of time to get to this guy. And I've talked to you about that attack, the heavy running attack. That will knock those dudes upside down and they'll stop moving. So that's what's cool about the axe, man. Oh, here we go. I think we got enough Titanite shards now. We're good to go. I should have attacked him when I had the chance. Drop anything? Nah. Alright, so up ahead is going to be something I'm going to be using. Because I'll probably be two-handing the Great Club for at least a little bit, and this thing is a perfect shield for anyone who's going to be two-handing something. This is the Blessed Red and White Shield. Now this thing will, because it's blessed, it'll regen. It doesn't regen much. I think it's like 2 HP a second or something like that. So it's a very little amount of regen, but hey, you know what? If you're two-handing a weapon and you're not using a shield anyways, that thing, it doesn't do much for a shield, like as far as like blocking attacks and stuff like that. But what it does do is it's lightweight. Oh man, I'm in trouble. What it does do is it regens. So if you're not using a shield already, then you might as well just use that. Let's see if I can target one of them. Ha! Got to target a bunch of them. That was cool. Ah, was another one hiding. Alright, good thing they don't do a lot of damage. And as long as I'm not getting stun locked, it's pretty cool. So I just picked up a talisman. There's the first talisman I picked up, and the cool thing about that is that it has something called, the weapon art is something called Unfaltering Prayer. Now, if you are doing a full-out faith build, I would highly recommend you using a talisman. In fact, probably the best talisman you can use is one you can buy, which from the handmaid you can buy it once you give her, I think, the paladin's ashes, which is soon, very soon. There you go. You gotta accept her service so that she leaves. But like I said, once you get the, I'm pretty sure it's the paladin ashes. Once you get those, you give it to the lady at the shrine. She'll sell you the, let me talk to him real quick. And he basically says, like, take care of her, otherwise or else, alright? And basically we're not going to take care of her, so we're going to see what or else means shortly. Alright, so like I was saying, I'm just going to use Homer Bone. I'm not even going to mess around. So like I was saying, with the Unfaltering Prayer and the ashes, you can get the canvas talisman, and that one is probably the best talisman that you can get, for a couple reasons. I mean, for one, it has pretty good damage and stuff, but I'm pretty sure it has the highest poise. Now when I say poise, you guys are like, well, you were talking about something with that weapon art. Well, that's what the weapon art does. The weapon art actually gives you poise enough to where you can cast a spell and get hit and still cast the spell. The problem is that if you use certain talismans, it doesn't really give you a whole lot of poise. But if you use this one, the canvas talisman, it will give you plenty of poise. So first, buy the Saint's Ring. It's gonna allow me to have, and I'll put it on actually. No, we ain't done. It's gonna allow me to put on another ring, which by the way looks like I got a few rings stacked up. Might as well put some on. So now I got two. What's my attunement's 12. So I gotta raise my attunement up a little bit, but I have 2 with that ring. Give her the Braille tome, because she can't read regular, you know, she's blind, you know. And now, alright, here's choices you have, people. You have replenishment, which is like regen, which is, I'm gonna buy that. It's a really good spell for me. This one, which we're going to the swamp soon, so definitely gonna want to have that one. And then these 2 heals, which, I mean, I could buy this one and get Tears of Denial, which I'll tell you what it is. Actually, I'll tell you right now. It says right on the screen. Grant 1 chance to endure when 0 HP reached. So once you get to 0 HP, it'll use it, and then you'll still be alive, but then it'll be gone. So, like, if you take a hit and you bring you down to 0, you would not die, actually. So this is like a real cool spell, especially if you are fighting a boss that does, like, attacks that sometimes you get hit and sometimes you don't, you know, or if someone's doing a lot of damage to you. That's kind of a cool spell. But I'm gonna grab this spell, actually. Yeah, I'm just gonna grab that. And because I want to have a decent healing spell. The regular heal spell is pretty decent too, but this one is probably a little better. For the amount of FP used, this one is a little bit more economical. But that being said, I'll probably gain 1 level as well. Yeah, I'll gain 1 level. And I'm gonna use this one and that one. Alright, that'll be cool. And now, yeah, let me gain a level, and I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna reallocate my flasks actually, and I need to get 1 more level actually in this. Alright, so there's this, and let me get this real quick. Yeah. Alright. Okay. What else do I want to do here? honestly, I think that might be about all I can do for right now. Yeah. I don't think I have enough time to go through... I certainly don't have enough time to get the Great Club. I do not have enough time to go through the rest of the Undead Settlement. That's just going to take too long. So, what I'm going to do is leave it here. Alright? And, yeah, I just want to say, as always, I want to say thank you. And, once again, those of you who kind of pressed me to do some interesting things, to fight the dancer and those type of things. I appreciate that. And yeah, what weapon? You still haven't told me what weapon do you want me to pick for the battle mage? Weapon for the battle mage. And let me know in the comments, what is your favorite Dark Souls 1 weapon, spell, memory, moment maybe from the gameplay or moment from the game itself or something like that. Talking Dark Souls 1. And would you like to see me play a Bloodborne or an Elden Ring playthrough, Dark Souls 1 playthrough, Salt and Sanctuary? Any of you guys know Salt and Sanctuary? It's a Souls-like, it's a 2D Souls-like. I'll play that one. So there's other games too. I always, I play strategy games too, like Deal Field and stuff like that. And I've never done a playthrough for the Fell Seal. So Fell Seal is a real good game too. So let me know these things. Thank you, and as always, bye everyone.